What's going down, H-Town? It's your boy Swisher coming back at you. I was watching my boy Ed Honcho's live stream. I was at work when, unfortunately, when he did it, of course, y'all know I'd have been a part of that sauce. You know what I'm saying? I stay dripping, you know what I'm saying? Stay spitting the real, and I always spitting 100% good football knowledge and facts. You know what I'm saying? That's what your boy constantly brings to you. You know what I'm saying? I love doing it. Like I said, I love football. So, let's talk about it. So, today, put up what? 57? 57 on these boys? As my boy Ed was saying, man, Watson is the truth. Believe it. For y'all that want to bullshit around and talk about the Texans and all this, like they trash, get your mind right, man, and get it right fast. Cause I'm pretty much calling it now. If we see the Patriots again in the playoffs, especially if Rick listens to us as the fans, we getting a dub over the Patriots with a rookie and for the first time in the playoffs. Now, like I was saying, from all three phases, the team played great complimentary football. And I must say, I got to give Rick some credit here. That guy that he brought in for the special teams, that receiver, decent dude with some decent speed. I can dig it. You get points for that, Rick. Now let's keep the ball going. Let's keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? It's, like I said, like I was putting in the comments of people's videos, man. Let's not tiptoe. Let's go ahead and make some splashes for real. Now, where I cut off on my boy Ed's video, he was talking about, Rick should aggressively, try to move Dwayne Brown. Now, I agree. But then again, I don't. And I'll explain both reasons as to why. Had to stop walking this shit and trying to walk and do a video that ain't what's up. But no, like I said, trying to move Dwayne, it can be some good because you can definitely get some assets for him. Yeah, I kind of chopped that shit up. You know what I'm saying? I had to get that gone. Bitch ass nigga, pull my shit out. Fuck it. It is what it is. It's dreads. It's how to grow back. But nah, yeah, if that's the plan to move Dwayne, be aggressive about it. Now, true enough, most people would prefer picks, and for all of y'all that fuck with my videos, that fuck with me, you probably know where I'm going with this. Straight up, and as it stands, both teams have, leveraged themselves into a trade scenario. Now, like it or not, getting Will Fuller back was a plus. Now, let's amp it up a little bit. If you are gonna trade him, me personally, like I said, I like players that, I like players over picks. And here's why. With a player, he's been in the league. He's been there. He's done it. So you're not having to go through the teaching phase of it. You're just, helping them, or having, the offensive or defensive guys help them, with the playbook. Versus, when you trading for picks, you're getting a rookie and you're having to go through a whole teaching phase. Now, don't get me wrong, some rookies are worth going through that teaching phase, but right now, if anything, the Texans are in a much, much more stable condition, to actually, contend and compete for a title now with the Watson at quarterback. Now, like I was saying, if I'm Rick, I'm on the phone with Pittsburgh, straight up. Seeing as how Rick doesn't want to go with, the athletic tight ends, which in my opinion would really help this team, but like I say, looking at Bill O'Brien's play calling, and again, shout out to my boy Ed Honcho, because I've been saying this myself, and so has he. Look at what Bill O'Brien has had to coach. Look at what what quarterbacks he's had. You have Hoyer, Fitzpatrick, Mallet, number 17, and Case Keenum, if I'm not mistaken. TJ Yates, BJ Daniels, although he technically, well, fuck it, he's a quarterback, so yeah, you count that shit. But although he didn't play, but the guys that mainly played, though, those are the quarterbacks he went through, and none of those guys were the guy. I just feel like I'm missing one for some reason, though. But like I said, that's neither here or there. Those guys weren't the guy at quarterback. Watson is that guy. Now, look at, and I fuck all that. Rick, hop on the phone and see what you can, try to work something out, with Pittsburgh, see if you can, like I said, just do like what you did with number 17. I almost did it. Do what you did with 17. See if you can package Brown with, say, like I've been saying, fuck, a third round pick from next year, and if we're lucky, shit, cushion. I'm pretty sure they'll take it just off of the fact that they'll be getting Dwayne Brown, and they'll find a way to use cushion later. But that would be the deal that I'm pushing. If I'm Rick. Now, of course, if they don't want to take cushion, and Dwayne due to cap issues and all that, I would completely understand, and I would either trade Dwayne still with a third round pick from next year just to get Martavis Bryant on this team. Now, like I said, y'all can say what y'all want. Y'all can say I'm one of those people that just overhypes, a player like Martavis Bryant. But again, I'm not afraid to say it, and I'm not afraid to stand on what I say. I see football from a much different perspective than you. Straight up. You, whoever, when I say you, I mean whoever's watching this video. Hopefully, and I'm hoping that most of y'all share a football mind like me, because you know what the winning formula looks like. You know what players and what type of assets you need on the team to be a successful team, not just for a year or two, but for an era, you know what I'm saying, and hell, perhaps even longer, you know what I'm saying. Those are the type of things that I look at, when building a team. That's just me, though. Like I said, look at what Watson has been able to do with Nuke, Fuller recently, and Bruce Ellington. You add Martavis Bryant to that mix, and now all of a sudden, you just, like, I'm gonna put it like this, and I'm again, this will be my version of the bold prediction. If Rick makes that trade, we'll be a much better team and a much faster scoring team than the greatest show on turf. Right hand to the man. As y'all can see on camera, this is my right hand, my fucked up shoulder. Right hand to the man. We would be a better and a much faster scoring team than the greatest show on turf. And that's just, like I say, that's just my perspective on it. That's how I look at football. Now on the defensive side, no. I'm not gonna go there yet because I need to explain why I wouldn't trade Dwayne Brown. Now, why I wouldn't trade him? Because of the simple fact that, like it or not, whether you want to technically call Deshaun Watson a rookie or not, he's still a young quarterback. And look at Big Ben's team when he won the Super Bowl. I think his rookie year. Of course, they had a steel curtain-like defense. They had a very good run game. But what makes a good run game? Offensive line. What helps you when you're able to, successfully run the ball? You can turn around and hit teams with play action. That's what Big Ben was doing most of his rookie year. Relying on a strong defense, run game, making plays when it counts. That's it. Now with Watson, on the other hand, he can do all of those things, but now you add legs to it. Like I said, man, looking at this team and how it's constructed, I wouldn't mind Dwayne Brown coming back. I really wouldn't, because now it would improve a lot of areas. Our run game would, like I say, you think we've been producing in the run game so far? Imagine what happens when you add a Pro Bowler. Although he didn't go last year, you add a Pro Bowler back to your offensive line. I promise you'll see a dramatic change. Not just from a pass protection standpoint, but from a running standpoint. And more importantly, this is the most important reason why I wouldn't trade him. Look at who's all behind him. Fuck. We've had to make moves just to keep those guys that were behind him off the fucking field. You know what I'm saying? Guys like Kendall Lamb had that one game to just be like, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited that Dwayne's not here. Just to go fucking Olay a dude. Savage got killed because Savage lost his job because of fucking Kendall Lamb and company. And that's straight up. Why you think them niggas ain't on the field no more? The best guys play, and I like that from Bill O'Brien. He's not afraid to call dudes out personally within the locker room. He's not gonna do it publicly, but he'll call you out personally and be like, hey, you stink, and this guy's gonna come take your job. Either you do something about it, or we're gonna have to move you. And that's what happened, and like I say, getting guys like Jai Reed, it helps. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, Dwayne coming back, it gives you more depth at the offensive line. And that's just my perspective on it, Now, from a quarterback standpoint, the only move that I would want Rick to make now, looking at how this team is constructed and how it's built to play now, I know they fuck with Savage, and I know they look at him and say he knows our system, so he should be the backup, but cut him. It's time to go. Sign Kaepernick and bring his ass in. You have no more excuses. You have no more bullshit with the politics and all that to get in the way and saying, oh, this is why he shouldn't be on the roster. Bullshit. Sign Cap. And like I say, let it go from there. You don't have to be no big deal or whatnot. Just bring him in, for a backup role, just in case something happens to Watson. Now you still have that same threat. But that's all I got. And I'm out.